Man, oh man, it's that time of the month again. Goblin Slayer Chapter 5. And it started out pretty okay. Basically, the elfin girl finally reached the guild and she meet the Goblin Slayer. While there, the elf meets two other people that eventually become part of her party, which would be elder dwarf along with a lizardkin or maybe a juggernaut, but I don't lean towards a lizardkin. But I'll lean towards lizardkin because it looks mostly closer to lizardkin, honestly. And to get a request, basically lizardkin, which apparently his subclass or his class is basically a priest. He basically said 5 enemies this time around, and they're demons as humans. It's relatively a ordinary quest in of itself, but it's basically an investigation of a new religion that's getting widespread within a town. Although the town is kind of small, there's a shrine of a supreme god. Yeah, a god. There's probably multiple gods in this universe, and we're gonna probably see them. Imagine there's a goblin god, maybe an orc god, cause ogre god, cause that's a higher species of a goblin. Either way, apparently the strong lost some of his sacred treasures, and the recovery quest along with the quest before in the investigation goes hand in hand. And a person said this, and he probably can guess what person said this. The Goblin Slayer basically says, "Are there any goblins?" And obviously the answer is no. So he's like saying, "Why the hell am I even here? Why am I here and not killing goblins? That's not my thing. I'm Goblin Slayer. That's my thing." Obviously, they needed him because they needed the extra firepower to go against demons. Because in hierarchy, most of the time in these fantasy stories, demons are relatively higher level than goblins. So they needed him anyway. But the elf girl, or with her class of archer, is pretty stubborn. She's like saying, "We will just do this with the 3 of us then." Obviously, she cannot, but she's just being pretty stubborn about it. Like, granted, the Goblin Slayer, got some mental issues from goblins, but you gotta try to convince him otherwise, cause you might get killed. Granted, she's a new girl. She's on the cover of the manga. So yeah, I saw a lot of people last week saying how long before she gets goblined, if you catch my drift. So I'm thinking, I doubt it. She's in the inner circle in the Goblin Slayer. She got her own color page. I'm pretty sure the plot armor for her is gonna be pretty damn heavy and pretty damn thick. So I thought nothing's gonna touch her unless something happens to the Goblin Slayer that needs him to like go ballistic. So man, I don't know, it's gonna be crazy. The banner between the elder dwarf along with the elf or high elf, I really don't know, honestly. We're gonna find out later. Is basically they keep going at each other, like, you know, trying to like cut jokes at each other and stuff. And one of the elder elf come back toward what the elf said. Was like saying, basically he said our chest is as flat as a washboard or an anvil, which majority of the time in fantasy stories, elves don't really like, you know, they live long lives, and they most often are not secondary sexual characteristics incredibly slow. So yeah, that's how it goes for that one. And also, I just didn't realize this yet, but the Lancer in this one, he looks almost identical to the Lancer from the Fate Stay Night franchise. He looks almost exactly like him. The way he talks and stuff, like, what the hell? It's kind of blatant, but I know. And even his class itself is Lancer, so no. And also some side thing with the priest I would normally see with the other archmage from that Lancer's like party, going back and forth trying to show her like, you know, I'm hot shit, like I'm attractive and sexy and all that stuff, and like trying to like intimidate the novice male adventurers around her. And the priest is kind of like blushing and like saying how she's doing all this stuff. And that's basically how it is for this chapter. It's okay. It's basically setting up the stuff for later on, like basically an arc trying to start off. We're gonna see how this goes. Anyway, this is my thoughts on this chapter of Goblin Slayer Chapter 5. The Lancer thing still kind of bugging me a little bit. Anyway, this is the Cryptic signing out. Bye guys.